Hello and welcome to Bloke on the Range. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the less well understood aspects of how the M1 Garand magazine and clip function. Now first up, the mythical 8+1 initial load. Now I know where this myth comes from because I've read it in plenty of books, so someone who clearly never handled the rifle had written it and it just got repeated and repeated and repeated. So problem is though that as soon as the clip hits the bottom it releases and there is no room to push it down further. So clearly it doesn't work, but because this is Bloke on the Range we're going to try our damnedest anyway. Now these are plastic dummies made up from German short range 308s, so they're squishier than proper cartridges. Now if I push the ninth round on top like that, push it down, oh, and it releases and I'm pushing down as hard as I can, and oh no, it's a double feed because there's just not enough room in the magazine. Now let's just try it one other way before we can call this one busted. Okay, this time we're going to insert the first cartridge all the way into the breech, and then we're going to try and push down as hard as we can. Can we get the bolt to ride over that top round? I'm pushing, I'm squishing the plastic. No. Double feed. Busted. Right, the next one comes up an awful lot in comments, and it has to do with where the bolt can stop. This comes up in a lot of discussions about M1 thumb with people who've clearly not ever actually handled the rifle. Now, basically, the obvious place for the bolt to stop is on its proper hold open, which gives you plenty of room to insert a clip, drop the bolt again, etc. Now, the other place for the bolt to hang up is on the floor plate, like that. Now, I'm going to try and keep my fingers away from this because I can do myself a nasty. Now, if the bolt has hung up there, you cannot insert a clip. Try and do that. Bolt's in the way. There's very, very, very little, let's see if you can see that in there, see if the light's good enough. There's very, very little over travel of the bolt from the front of the top of the receiver there. So if the bolt is not, and that's how we get one of the ways to get M1 thumb. So if the bolt is hung up on the floor plate like that, there's nothing doing. So it's not the case of you can get M1 thumb because the bolt's not fully back and you put a clip in. I heard that so many times in comments. It doesn't happen. It can't happen. Basically, if the bolt is not locked to the rear, you can't insert a clip. End of. Now this one risks me getting my finger caught somewhere, but I'll do it for you guys. Right, so this one relates to the point at which the clip ejects. Now, the clip does in fact eject just before the hold open engages. Now, that time... Right, I'm just going to try and get it to eject, but not actuate the hold open. It's kind of tricky because there's not much difference between... There we go. Okay, so now the bolt has not gone back far enough to be held by the hold open. The clip has rubbed on the bolt face, so has not popped all the way out, and that is quite solidly in there. Now if I were to... No, I can't even pull it out. Yes, I can, sort of. So if I then pull that out, it'll slam forward, like that. Now, let's just recreate that. Now, this is a situation that could theoretically occur if the bolt short-stroked just enough to do that, but you're going to end up with the clip stuck there. So the first thing you're going to have to do to actually load anything is get rid of the clip, either by pulling it out and then the bolt slams forward, or you realise it's stuck, you pull it back, it locks, and then you can drop it out. Then your new one goes in. Now it is also possible for the bolt to short stroke. It's a plunger ejector, so it will eject the empty case as soon as the mouth of the case clears the rear of the chamber, and it can in theory short stroke and just get caught on the follower like that, but again, bing, there you go. Basically, it is impossible, as far as I can tell, for a clip to eject and the bolt to stay back other than it being held by the hole open. Now the final one I want to deal with today is the automatic release of the bolt. Now when you put in a full clip of 8 rounds, as soon as that clip hits the bottom, the bolt releases automatically, like that. Now what this means, if you're short loading it, and you're only loading 4, 5 or 6 or whatever, is that when you've loaded the number of rounds you want, let's say 4 here, really if you're doing it one-handed, back of the hand against that, because you'll see why in a tick. When you push it down, you push it all the way down and it won't go because it's the bottom round in the stack that automatically releases the bolt and locks the clip in. So what you have to do is push down, push back with your hand against the charging handle so that it releases, let the stack rise up a bit, and then it'll go forward. Sometimes what will happen is you push it all the way in, it'll ride over, and then you just have to cock it again. You saw that in one of my earlier videos. So for those of you who knew all of that already, sorry. For those that didn't, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider liking our Facebook page and subscribing to our channel, and I hope to see you again on the range sometime. Bye!